Hi, I'm Johanny, and I'm the observer for today's role play.
Hi, I'm Miss Brown. It's nice to meet you.
I'm Jyoti. I'm the social service worker.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm the social service worker.
It's nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Michaela. I'm her daughter.
Hi,
Nice
I'm
to meet
Julia.
you.
Social service worker.
I'm the social service worker.
Nice to meet you. Hey, Mom, here's your glasses.
Oh, thanks. I forgot those.
Can I offer you ladies a cup of coffee or tea
Oh, I'd love some
before we
tea.
get started?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in today. I really appreciate it. How was your trip over here?
Well, I can't drive anymore, so my doctor here drove me in.
Wasn't too bad, not too much traffic.
Oh,
It was
that's
pretty easy
good.
to get here.
That's
Easy
good. Awesome. Well, before we get started, we just want to get a bit of collect some contact information. So, what is your first off? So your name's
Anne Brown.
Anne Brown. And your name is?
Michaela Brown.
Michaela Brown. Awesome. Okay. What is your current occupation?
Well, do you mean job-wise?
Yeah.
Well, I've been retired for quite a while now. I did work as a crossing guard for the kids when I was younger, but I've been a stay-at-home mom for a really long time.
Nice. And yourself?
I just work at the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a nurse.
Wonderful. Okay, so and in case of an emergency, should I contact you, Michaela?
Yes,
Okay.
it was 705 765 3821.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
705 612 3547.
Thank you. Okay. Just a little bit more information.
Okay.
Sure. What is your current address?
So I live on 1 Chester Street in Falconbridge.
Your current telephone number?
705 920 1128.
Do you have a current email address?
No, I don't know how to use the internet very well.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just contact you by phone if needed.
Of course.
So, do you live alone, or is there anyone else here?
Yeah, my husband died a few years ago, so I do live alone now with my dog, Cora.
Okay. So, just some information about yourself. What is your age?
I'm 85.
85. Okay. What income range would you say?
Well, my daughter takes care of my income now, and I have my husband's pension because he worked at INCO, and I just get some money from the government, but I don't get any pension because I hadn't worked a full job my whole life. So I'd say about $1,500 a month.
Okay. Okay. So you said earlier that you're widowed, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, how would you say your health has been?
Well, my daughter would disagree, but I say I'm in really good shape. I like to keep active, and I like to do things. But I did recently fall a couple weeks ago, so that's impacted my walking.
Okay. Is that what brought you in here today?
Yeah, that's what brought me here today. Is my fall. Just daughter over here is worried about me.
Yeah,
Says,
very worried.
Understandable.
Is there any other information you want me to know about you at this point?
no, I think that's about it.
Okay. That's good.
So, we're just gonna go over some questions. So you were talking about. Oh,
I believe you're getting ahead of yourself.
excuse me. Sorry about that.
Yes. First, we have to go over the confidentiality statement. I'm just going to read it to you, and you can let me know if you have any questions.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Brief counseling services are offered at the Helping Process Community Services. There is no cost. We require 24 business hours notice for canceling or rescheduling appointments. Canceled, missed, or rescheduled appointments with less than 24 hours notice may be counted toward your total sessions. This is a courtesy to allow us to offer the time to someone who has been waiting for service. Missed appointments could result in a delay in rescheduling. Your privacy is important to us. All communication records related to your participation in social work will be kept in the strictest confidence by the Helping Process Community Services team. In order to deliver high-quality, comprehensive care, your social service worker may share information with or receive information from the multidisciplinary health team at the Helping Process Community Services. Staff confidentiality will apply. Information from records related to the services you received from the social worker will only be released to external professionals with your written permission or by court order. The information that you discuss with your social service worker will be treated as confidential and will not be disclosed outside the professional relationship without your informed consent. However, while the social service worker will make every reasonable effort to safeguard your privacy and confidentiality, it may not be possible to maintain absolute confidentiality in all circumstances. The social service worker may disclose your information with or without your consent in any circumstances in which it is legally or ethically compelled to do so, including the following. If you present as a danger to yourself or others, if there are reasonable grounds of suspicion of child abuse under the Child and Family Services Act, or if you are under 16 years of age that you have been a victim of child abuse. An order to subpoena or summons is served by a court or legal authority requiring disclosure. Under these exceptional circumstances, your social service worker has a legal and ethical responsibility to provide information to the proper authorities. Counseling aims to reduce emotional distress and or facilitate a problem-solving process. Counseling provides an opportunity to better and more deeply understand oneself as well as any problems or difficulties that you may be experiencing. Participating in counseling may result in a number of benefits to you, including reduced stress and anxiety, a decrease in negative thoughts and self-sabotaging behaviors. It is helpful to keep the following point in mind as well. Participating in counseling may also involve some discomfort, including remembering and discussing unpleasant events, feelings, and experiences. There may be times in which the social service worker will challenge the perceptions and assumptions of yourself or their family members and offer different perspectives. During the therapeutic process, you may find that you feel worse before you feel better. This is generally a normal course of events. Personal growth and change may be easy and swift at times, but may also be slow and frustrating. Please address with the social service worker any concerns you have regarding your process in counseling. So, if you sign this form, you acknowledge and agree as follows. I have read and understood this information and have been given the opportunity to ask questions and have those questions answered to my our satisfaction. Your signature below confirms that you have read it and accept the statement of consent to service and confidentiality. Okay. So you can now ask any questions if you have any, and of course you're both welcome to read it over for yourselves.
Sign right here, Mom.
Oh, it's hard to see that line. What's the date today?
Oh,
28th of March. Do I send it out?
yes.
Let me know.
Thank you.
All right, so after all that fun stuff, we can get started.
Here's your pen.
Oh, thank you.
just wanted to ask you, what's your main concern? Like, what brought you in here today?
As mentioned, Anne had quite a hard fall. She fell down the stairs, and since then it's been harder for her to do a lot of the things that she could before.
Right.
And we've gone to a lot of different healthcare professionals, and they recommend that she should go into a home because she is not able to live as an individual as she could before.
No, I don't want to go into a home though. That's my main concern here. My daughter is very persistent.
She needs help,
Okay.
Mom.
You can help me.
I work though. I have a lot of stuff on my plate.
I just feel the best option for me would be to stay at home, especially because my daughter lives there with me.
Just to double check, since you only said home, are we talking like a retirement home with assisted living, or it was the recommendation long-term care, or?
Long-term care.
Okay.
Long-term care. And what are your reasons for not wanting to go into this?
Well, I do a lot of things. I do a lot of things at home, and I like doing them independently. Since my husband passed away, I liked having the comfort of my dog at home, and I like having my own house and cleaning and doing all the things that I'm still able to do, where if I were put into a home, I wouldn't be able to do those things anymore. And there's other things like I go to bingo on Saturdays with my daughter, so that's something
You can
that's...
still do that.
No, but I like doing it from home. I like when you pick me up and we go from home. And I have coffee meetings with a group of ladies that I go to that once a week, and also a knitting circle, and those are things that I'm not really willing to give up.
Okay. And how are you referred to us?
We went to a physiotherapist, and they recommended.
Okay. Is this the first time you've sought professional help?
Yes, since her fall, that was the first time.
Okay.
Professional help.
So, I would just like to go over important events that have occurred in your life, just to help me get a picture of more of a sense.
All right, for you, okay?
So what are we doing here?
So
It's looking at the important events that have occurred in your life.
Do you have an example of one
Oh.
of those?
Yes, I believe so. Just check.
It's called a critical events timeline.
Okay.
Yes, that is the name, but we are looking at all the important events. I just wanted to point
So
it
you
out.
just draw a
because-
line and then like write significant events in your life that have kind of like shaped and molded you as the person
Okay.
you are.
So when you were born, of course.
Probably my first day of school. My first time out of Canada. Went to Ireland.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's exciting.
it was a really good time. Maybe my first day of high school.
Yes.
I think just after high school ended, I lost my grandma, and that was a big impact on my life because it was my first death in the family. I got my license. It's really important. And I got my first car just after that. It's hard to think of the in between, but I think something that was really important in my life and really interesting is I went to England with my mom and we met the Queen together.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
Yeah, that was a really
Wish I
good.
could have joined you on that one.
Well, you were just a little one at that time. I left you at home with your father. So I had my second kid then. I forgot to mention that I had my first kid just before I went to England. I don't know how I missed that.
It's pretty important, Mom. I'm very excited.
So I started being a stay-at-home mom after my first son was born. And then I had my second kid. And my third kid, sorry. And then I took all my kids to Florida.
That was a lot of fun. That was a good trip. I'll never forget that one.
And then I lost my mom, which was a really hard time in my life. She was
Sorry to hear that.
she was a very big impact on my life, and she was someone I really looked up to. So I think that was one of the hardest times of my life. And then, of course, I had my grandkids. Can't exactly remember all the dates. They're kind of getting jumbled in, but
That's okay.
all my grandkids, that was very, very important to me, all of them. And then my great-grandkids.
Wow.
Family's very important to me. And I think that's about it.
Quite a
Okay.
few important
That's
life
extremely.
events.
Sounds like you've had a really interesting life.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are some of the coping strategies that you've been using to deal with the problems you've been facing after the fall?
Well, my daughter takes me into the doctor once a week. I think it's called physiotherapy. I think that's what it's called. So we go to physiotherapy once a week. They're trying to say that we should maybe go twice a week just to get a little bit more time with the doctor and a little bit more help. My daughter comes in on the weekends and she spends some time with me, which is really helpful because that's when I do the most. I get my groceries done with her, and we, like I said, we go to bingo. So just having that time to have her with me, so I'm able to do a little bit more, I think that's really helpful.
So the social stuff's really important for
Yeah, it's really helpful. And I did before I go for walks. I find that really helps to keep my health in place, but since my fall's been a little bit harder to go for walks, so I want to try to get back to that so I can continue doing that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, would you say you have adequate housing, like income, employment, transportation, nutrition, clothing, and recreation? That's a very broad question. Would you feel like your basic needs are met, like in terms of like material things and like providing the basic necessities and stuff?
Yeah, I've had the house with my husband since probably longer than I can remember, since we got married actually. We have had the house together and we've just kept updating it, so I just have to pay by month and my hydro and whatnot, so it's not super expensive in that. And I love having my own house still and being in my own environment. I think that's really important. And for other things, yeah, everything that I need, grocery wise, material wise, I'm able to get with the income that I have, and any like transportation that I need. My daughter's usually there to help me out and give me a ride if I need anything, or her
Okay.
husband.
Okay. So, do you take any other medications regularly or anything?
I do have anxiety, so I do take medication for my anxiety. I don't remember exactly what it's called. I'll have to get my daughter to maybe take a
I'll
look at
figure
that
that out later.
and see what it is. I also take vitamins. I take 3 sets of vitamins a day
Okay.
just to keep my health in check. But besides that, overall, I don't really take much. Now I've been taking a couple painkillers from the physiotherapist said I should maybe be taking a little bit of that for my fall because I'm in a lot of pain.
Right.
But besides that, I'm not on any other medications.
Okay. How often do you take the painkillers?
I'd probably say I take one when I wake up and around lunch and then just before I go to bed.
Okay.
So probably about 3 a day.
And do you have a history of substance use or misuse?
Actually, no. For a while, my husband had an alcohol problem, which put a little bit of a strain on our marriage, but he got help, and that kind of led me in the path to not do that because I had to take care of the kids, and I had to be there for them when my husband wasn't. So I've never really drank in my life.
Okay. So you said you had some anxiety. So is there a diagnosis of like an anxiety disorder?
Yes, I was diagnosed probably when I was in my maybe late 20s.
Okay.
I felt like there was a lot going on in my life, and I felt so anxious all the time, and I didn't know exactly how to control it and what to do. So I went to some classes which actually helped a bit when I was younger, and then the doctor said I should maybe go on some medication to try it and see if it would help me, and it did help me a lot. And I've been
That's
on it
really
since.
good. So you expressed that you really don't want to move into long-term care. So are you struggling with feelings about this? Like,
Yeah, I feel like because everyone sees me as an older woman that I'm unable to make decisions for myself, which I see as not true. I want to be at home in my own environment as long as I can, and I feel I'm still capable at this point. But physiotherapist, along with a few other doctors, and my daughter over here thinks I should go into a long-term care home to get more assistance. But I would rather stay at home if there was a way to get the assistance there.
have you noticed any changes in your cognitive functioning ever since the fall?
Yeah, she has been forgetting things a bit
Really?
lately.
Okay.
She thinks these things, but I'm aging.
Mom. Yeah, so she has been forgetting things quite a bit, but that's about it.
Okay. But
Maybe we
you
can
don't
do-
feel like you've been feeling more forgetful?
Well, there's obviously some things that I forget, like dates, and if my daughter was supposed to pick me up to do something, if I don't write it down, I have a hard time remembering it, and sometimes I forget things, and I think that's something that I'm struggling with a little bit, and I feel as I age that's okay, that things like that do happen.
It might not be related to the fall, it might just be.
Yeah, so
Is there anything we can do to assess it, maybe?
Yeah, we have something called a MOCA assessment.
Okay.
It's a cognitive test to test your cognitive functioning.
A lot of papers there.
Yeah. So we're not able to. We're not going to be like delivering any kind of diagnosis or anything. This is just to get an idea of how your thinking skills are currently.
okay.
So there will be a few different little tools that will be that are included in this assessment. So they'll assess different aspects of thinking and
Sounds good.
So, please draw a line going from a number to a letter in ascending order. Begin here and draw a line from 1 to A, then to 2, and so on. End here.
So 1 to A, and then you said A to 2, and then 2 would be to B, and B would be to maybe 3, I think. C.
Just do the best you can.
Okay.
Okay. Copy this drawing as accurately as you can in the space below.
Well, this, I don't know how to do this.
Let's try your best. It's quite tricky.
I can't do this one.
Just see what you can do.
Okay.
Just try your best one. It's okay, it's not perfect.
So, are you done with that task?
Yes.
Draw a clock, put in all the numbers, and set the time to 10 past 11.
Okay. Do I draw the numbers?
Yes.
And what time did you say I should set it to?
You can use the instructions here.
Oh, 10 minutes past 11 o'clock. So the little hand should go here. There we go.
So you have you completed that task?
Yes.
Okay. Beginning on the left, tell me the name of this animal.
Do I just write it here? Or you want me to say it?
You can just say it.
That's a line.
Okay. Tell me the name of this animal.
That's a rhino, I think.
Tell me the name of this animal.
That's a camel.
Okay. Okay. This is a memory test. I'm going to read a list of words that you will have to remember now and later on. Listen carefully. When I am through, tell me as many words as you can remember. It doesn't matter in what order you say them. Face, velvet, church, daisy, red.
Red.
I am going to read the same list for a second time.
Should I say them now?
Yes.
Red, velvet, church, Daisy. I think I don't remember the last.
Okay. I am going to read the same list for a second time. Try to remember and tell me as many words as you can, including words you said the first time. Face, velvet, church, daisy, red.
So do I say them again?
Yes.
Church, Daisy, red, velvet. That's weird.
Okay. I will ask you to recall those words again at the end of the test. I am going to say some numbers, and when I am through, repeat them to me exactly as I said them. 2, 1, 8, 5, 4.
2, 1, 8, 7, 4.
Okay. Now I'm going to say some more numbers, but when I am through, you must repeat them to me in the backwards order. 7, 4, 2.
2, 7, 4.
Okay. I'm going to read a sequence of letters. Every time I say A, tap your hand once. If I say a different letter, do not tap your hand. F, B, A, C, M, N, A, J, K, L, B, A, F, A, K, D, E, A, J, A, M, O, F, A, B. Now I will ask you to count by subtracting 7 from 100. Then keep subtracting 7 from your answer until I tell you to stop.
I don't think I could do this if I was younger even. But I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
Sorry, could you repeat it so I count back from 7?
Now I will ask you to count by subtracting 7 from 100. And then keep subtracting 7 from your answer until I tell you to stop.
93. 85. 86, actually, I think it was. 76. 79. I'm not very good at counting backwards. I don't feel comfortable doing this anymore. This question.
Just try your best.
That's okay. If she doesn't want to finish the question, she doesn't have to.
Okay. I'm going to read you a sentence. Repeat it after me exactly as I say it. I only know that John is the one to help today.
I only know that John is the one to help today.
Now I'm going to read you another sentence. Repeat it after me exactly as I say it. The cat always hid under the couch when dogs were in the room.
The cat always hid under the couch when dogs were
Tell me as many words as you can think of that begin with a certain letter of the alphabet that I will tell you in a moment. You can say any kind of word you want except for proper nouns like Bob or Boston. Numbers are words that begin with the same sound but have a different suffix. For example, love, lover, loving. I will tell you to stop after 1 minute. Are you ready?
Yes.
Now tell me as many words as you can think of that begin with the letter F.
Frog. Family. Fence. Forever. Friend. Fox. Fly. Flag. Fruit. Oh, this is a lot harder than I thought.
Okay, so are you completed with this task?
Yes.
Tell me how an orange and a banana are alike.
They're both fruit.
Yeah, okay. Now tell me how a train and a bicycle are alike.
They're both transportation.
Okay. Now tell me how a ruler and a watch are alike.
They tell different lengths of things.
Okay. I read some words to you earlier, which I asked you to remember. Tell me as many of those words as you can remember.
Red, velvet, face, church. That's all I can remember.
Okay. 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 Tell me the year, month, exact date, and day of the week.
It's March 28th, 2017, and it's Tuesday today.
Okay. Good. Now tell me the name of this place and which city it's in.
Sudbury, and this is the Ontario Works Department.
Okay, so completed.
Thank you so much
that.
for completing that. I know it can be kind of arduous.
Yeah. At least I know I made my daughter happy doing that.
You
so.
did, for sure. Thank you, Mom.
Okay, so now I would like to explore your relationships with your family members.
Okay.
I do have an example for that. Just
Okay, I'm gonna get my daughter right because it's a little hard on my hands. So
Easy start.
So this is an example here. I'm gonna do. Is it okay if I do my husband's family because they're very important in my life rather than my elders?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you draw
Mark,
Mark.
my husband's dad.
Draw a line to
Ellen.
spouse. Helen. Okay, and then
He has one brother that's older than him, and his his brother also has a wife, and they have a child together, a little son named Ronnie.
So one son.
And then my husband was the second born. And then maybe
Enjoy your family.
so my mom. And then my dad. So they had me and my sister is older than I am. And she's married and has one daughter. And then myself.
So you connect the husband and my wife together? And his wife?
Yeah.
That's what you do? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Just wanted to make sure. Sorry about that.
So, I have my eldest son, and he was married, but he is now divorced.
So how would I draw that?
Oh, the line should have 2 lines through it to indicate divorce.
Oh, okay.
And then my second son was born. And then he's also married, or he is married still, and has a kid. Has one son. And then myself, my daughter
Yeah.
over here. So she's married, as she can tell you herself, with 2 beautiful little daughters.
I am. Pride and joys.
So one of them is married with a child, and I have a great grandson. And the other one isn't married.
Oh, and then I know that.
So they're married, and then they have a daughter. So that's my great granddaughter, and that's my whole family.
Wonderful. Thanks for doing that.
Yes, thank you.
Can I get you guys some more tea or anything? Or
I'm okay.
I'm better, so that's enough. Thank you.
So, how would you describe your relationship with your family members? Like, is it like a close relationship, or is there more tension?
Maybe I can refer back to this.
Sure, you can look at it while you're.
It's hard to remember off the top of my head who I'm talking about. So obviously my parents and my husband's parents have passed a little while ago, and my husband has also passed as well, along with his brother and their wife, or his wife, sorry. So I'm not really connected with them very much, but I have a very strong relationship with my daughter here. She lives in town with me, so we always are seeing each other, which is nice. My oldest son, after he got divorced, he now lives in the Northwest Territories, and he works up there. So I don't really see much of him, just at Christmas. And my second son just lives a town over in North Bay, so I see him probably about once a month. I'm really close with him and his wife, and their whole family, but I don't see them as much just because they do live a little bit farther away. Where I see my my grandchildren and my great grandchildren very often because they live in the same city, and she always brings them over with her, so I'm able to be with them a lot, which is really nice because I really love being with family.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. So, do you feel that you're inconsistent with family cultural expectations, or do you feel very accepted by your family and culture?
I think that my family is really supportive. They really love me. They always come to visit whenever they can. Everyone's down to visit. We always have all the suppers and whatnot at my house. But I feel now I almost not pulling away from my family, but I feel like everyone's almost going against me because they want me to go into a home seeing as I don't want to go into one. And I just wish there was different options being put in front of me rather than just being told I should do that one thing that I don't want to do.
Don't you feel that you're getting pushed away though? I just want you to know that we just want you to have the best help.
I know. It just makes me sad.
I know.
Have you experienced any type of violence, or do you have any concerns about violence, or do you feel relatively safe?
I feel really safe. I have a really good neighborhood. I've lived there my whole life, so my neighbors are actually a really important part in my life. They're they're a little family of 4, and they live just beside me. And if I ever need anything or anything like that, they're always right there to come over. Actually, the husband Mark, he actually mows my lawn every week or so for me, which is really nice and helpful. And the kids are always coming over to help me bake. So having that relationship with someone in the community really close to me is really helpful for me.
It's really great.
Yeah.
Are there significant life experiences that are affecting you currently? I have some examples like any abuse, discrimination, harassment, violence, past trauma, forced relocation, or imprisonment.
No, nothing entirely. Like I said, my husband did have an alcohol problem, so for a little part of his life, which put a strain on our family, which was really hard on me. I found that really hard to take care of the kids by myself without having him around because he was always drunk and he was unable to help me out, which I found was very difficult in the time when my kids were little. But he did get help, so that passed over, and it ended up working out really well between us. So
It's good.
So, what gives you a sense of hopefulness and security in your life?
Hopefulness is just, I think it's just staying in the community, being able to be independent, which is what makes me hopeful because I know I am older, but I feel I'm still pretty active and I'm still pretty active in the community, and I would like to keep doing that because that's something that's really important and really helpful in my life.
How do you express any religious or spiritual beliefs?
I am Catholic. I was baptized and I had my first communion. I haven't gone. I do go to church sometimes on occasions like Christmas, Easter, times like that. But I'm not actively involved in church. Me and my family just go on the occasions, the Christmas and Easter. So I am religious, but I'm not. It's not something that is my main focus in my life.
Okay. So, what gives you meaning in life?
I think my family gives me a lot of meaning and being independent, as I mentioned, and also my dog. I love my dog. I'd like to keep her in my life with me as long as possible because she is only 3 years old. My daughter over here will take her.
I definitely will.
So I'd like. I think those are the things that are.
So, I think this is a good time to explore your social relationships. So, this obviously can include your family relationships as you did before, but it can also include people outside your family and different organizations and sources of support as well.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it's on
that's
an
an
eco
example.
map.
Okay.
Okay.
So I draw myself in the middle.
Yeah, and then you put like bubbles of surrounding supports in the community. Like,
Okay. So
Think of
first,
what you do.
so like your
And then-
neighbors.
Okay, so first we'll
Church.
draw
What's
your
really-
your
so obviously you and your family, that they're a very, very big part of my life.
my dad's family.
And then my husband has a nephew. He did have a nephew, sorry. And I'm actually very close with him. He comes to visit still, and it's really nice to have him around. So he's really important in my life. For things in the community, as I mentioned on Saturday, I go to bingo with my daughter here. So that's something that's very important to me within the community. And I also mentioned I have a knitting circle with a group of friends that I see every week. So that's what we. And my neighbors also have a very big impact in my life and a very big support for me.
Sounds like your neighbors are really supportive. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, they've lived there for a very long time, and ever since I moved in, we've just been really close, and it's really nice to have
That's
that
wonderful.
people
That's
in
really
my
cool.
life. I love to go bird watching outside my house.
Nice.
Yeah, there's lots of birds that come. There's blue jays that come pretty often, so I think.
Wonderful.
And I think another thing would be I also go to a coffee group with some ladies like once a month, and I think that's really important to me because I love all the ladies that are there.
Sounds like you have a very healthy, active social life.
Yeah, this was before I fell, and now it's been hard to do all these things just
Yeah.
because I'm trying to get back to my full health, so I'm able to do this. But this was stuff that I have done up until my fall.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about it.
Good variety of things.
Thanks for communicating that. So,
What are we at? 51?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Is it paused?
How does that feel, Julia?
so happy.
Still filming now, I'm like staring at it.